Hey guys, Danny here, and I need your help. If you don't recognise what this is, it's Overwatch, the system in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, where players who I think won 150-ish competitive games have the chance to vote on whether they think players who've been reported in competitive games are cheating or not. So this particular game, I couldn't decide. I've watched it just now. This is the second time me watching it through, so I'll have seen some things already and noted some things down. But yeah, I literally just couldn't make a decision. It's a tough one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this today, the same day as I'm recording, and I'm going to hopefully get you guys to give me some comments, some opinions on whether or not you think this guy's hacking, because it is a tough one. Sure, he has a few dodgy moments, but yeah, everyone has a few dodgy moments. So yeah, I guess I'll just go with, I'll read some people's opinions on see if anyone picked up on some things I didn't see, and then I'll give my final verdict based on your guys' opinions. So let's jump right into it. See, right now he's in a 1v4 situation, and he's trying to get the bomb. I seem to remember he has a fairly decent knowledge of pre-fire spots, right here. I've noticed. And his aim is odd because his crosshair placement isn't great, but he always seems to get headshots. But they don't look dodgy. You'll see. I think he kills this guy right here. And then I believe he dies from window. So he was aiming pretty much directly at the guy who killed him, but like I said before, this guy does seem to have a fairly decent knowledge of pre-fire spots on this map, and you know, it does get dodgier than this, bear with me. You may also notice that this team like to flash each other a lot, which is always fun. But yeah, nothing too suspicious at the moment, so we'll just keep watching for now. Something I did notice, it's not necessarily an indication of whether or not he is hacking, is that he gets a lot of headshots. Just, you'll see. Okay, he looks towards CT and gets a headshot on the guy. Headshots this guy as well. Now, at this point he does something a bit strange. Keep an eye on his crosshair placement. Now that, to me, is an odd place to look. I'll go back over this in the video in a second, but you'll see. Where's he aiming there? Now, at that point, he's not really aiming at anywhere that the enemy could actually come from. He's looking at somewhere where his crosshair is going to be completely useless. For someone who's constantly getting headshots and knows all the pre-fire spots, that, to me, is an odd place to aim. But that said, it's not an obvious indicator that he's hacking, so for now I guess we'll just keep watching. Now in a second here, he looks away from a flashbang, and it's basically just about to go off when he sees it, so he's got some fairly decent reactions. I don't think that's any kind of hacks. Manages to get another headshot on that guy, and then I believe he peeks down connector and gets another one. There it is. I'm not saying that because he's headshotting he's hacking, it's just that I've noticed that every kill that I've watched, I think all but one in this game are headshots, I think. Or possibly all but two. All three. It's just something I noticed. Now that I thought was a little bit odd. He sort of half follows him through the wall there, and then it's almost like he realises what he's doing and sort of does a half-hearted spray down. But then that happens pretty much straight away afterwards, and it's just contradictory because completely oblivious to the guy above him. So either this guy is cheating and he's just, you know, hiding it incredibly well by making mistakes every now and again, or he's not and he's getting lucky every now and again. But every time one thing happens, something else happens to contradict it. It's really hard to decide on this one. And this rotate, he hasn't done this at all before, but suddenly he's decided he's not going to survive, push him out of pit, so he goes upper. I believe he knows the guy's in pit somehow. I don't know if it's from a teammate or what, but he knows. And there's his first non-headshot kill. I seem to remember some fairly interesting stuff happening in this next round, so let's have a look. These guys are winning pretty heavily, so it is entirely possible that this team is just better and the other team are just rage reporting. Now right here he seems to seize a guy who's hiding in jungle. Before he kills him, the guy's hiding and he sort of looks directly at him before looking away. Now this one in particular and the one that's about to come up in about 20 seconds or so are the main reasons I think this guy might be hacking. But yeah, so I'll just let this play through to the end. It's coming up in just a second and you guys can give me your opinions. I'm actually going to slow this one down so you can see properly what's going on right here. Now, what do you make of that? Because to me, I know that it's a 16-bit demo, so it does smooth the corners, so he might not have been aiming exactly where we saw him aiming. He might have been aiming slightly more to the right as he went round the corner. But he was still aiming pretty much directly where he was coming from. You know, knowing exactly where the guy was going to be. But, you know, it could just be a fluke. It's not the evidence isn't consistent enough for me to think he's hacking. That's the problem. I think this is the last one. No, there's two more, I think. Picks up the bomb here and then drops it again for some reason. Odd decision. After this flick headshot, look at his aim there. Now I'll play that again, but he basically aims at the headshot box and then steps back to the left again so that he can look more to the right where the guy is coming from. That to me just seems a little bit suspicious. And then he pushes up to this guy up here on short, and he knows where he is, but I'm guessing that teammate on his left, the one who killed him, called it out because he knew, so I mean, it's not completely unbelievable, not particularly suspicious. So I do believe this is the last round we get to see. Now this one, okay, hold on, I'm going to slow this one down again. Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but to me it looks like he's trying too hard not to aim at that guy. Like he's worried that if he aimed directly at him, people would think he's... See there, he sort of looks and then looks away, and then he sort of looks at him and then looks over him. I'm probably looking into this too much. It's a little suspicious. I mean, that said, he doesn't actually see him until after he kills this Delta guy. And it's fairly obvious he's not using aim assist. Okay, this was a little bit odd as well. I don't know, possibly this Daisy guy called it as well, again. But I would never, you know, flash and then pre-fire where he's about to do this. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a tough one right there. Maybe you noticed something I didn't, something obvious that I completely missed, or I don't know, but if you did, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be able to make my final verdict based on your guys' reactions. Thanks for watching, see you later.